Imagine this. You're walking through a quiet Idaho town when suddenly you see an entire 3-story mansion rolling down the street on wheels. Welcome to Believe It or Not, the show where weird is real and the truth is stranger than fiction. Today's story comes from a small town in Idaho and involves a mansion with the name the Minnie Mansion. The Minnie Mansion was a real historic house, 3 stories tall, painted white, and over 130 years old. But one day, something very unusual happened. The owners of the house, the Millers, they loved it dearly, but it was stuck in the wrong place. The land it was built on had been sold, and the new owners wanted the house gone. And fast. Now, most people in this situation might tear the house down, but not the Millers. Nope. They had a wild idea. They said, "Let's move it." Believe it or not, they weren't talking about moving out of the house. They were talking about moving the entire house. So, how do you move a giant house built in the 1800s? First, a moving team had to jack up the house off its old foundation, lifting it with special hydraulic lifts. Then, they put it on a giant rolling platform made of steel beams and wheels. The crawler was so big that they had to plan the move very carefully, like some sort of NASA mission to move the Saturn V rocket. So, what did they have to do? They had to cut power lines, take down street signs, reroute traffic, and even pause school bus service. The whole town came out to watch. Kids cheered. Some people brought lawn chairs. And one local said, "It looked like a scene out of a movie. I couldn't believe my eyes." Well, believe it or not, slowly, inch by inch, the house began to roll down the road. At first, it shook and wobbled, but it stayed in one piece. Thankfully, people held their breath as it passed a narrow bridge. Would it make it? Yes, the mansion squeezed through with just inches to spare. It took 3 whole days to move the house to its new spot. And that spot was less than 2 miles away. Talk about a snail's pace, huh? When it was finally lowered onto its brand new foundation, everyone erupted in cheers. Even the Millers said it felt like their house had taken a little vacation. Pretty amazing, right? A 400-ton mansion moved down the street like a giant parade float. But now it's your turn to think about the story. First, have you ever had to move to a new house? If so, what was the move like? Can you imagine taking the house with you instead of packing your stuff? Next, would you want to live in a house with that kind of history? And finally, here's a fun thought. If you could move any building anywhere in the world, which would you choose and where would you move it? That's it for the true story of how the Millers gave their old house a brand new beginning, with a wild ride through town. In our next episode, we'll talk about a young boy who went camping with his family when a massive bear appears near their tent. What he does next is so brave, it left everyone stunned and saved lives. You won't want to miss episode 52, The Boy Who Faced the Bear. Until then, keep wondering, keep learning, and remember, sometimes the truth is weirder than fiction.